Thundering, snorting fire came, a massive stallion of steel, ripping the silence of the desert and the history of its people. The Southern Pacific Railroad came into Tucson, Arizona on March 20th, 1880. At that time, the train was coming an hour early. When the citizens of Tucson heard it, they marched up the hill behind Mayor Robert Leatherwood to greet the train right here. At the time, cholla, rocks, lizards, and prickly bear was all that there was on this side of the entire town. Tents had formed around here, 40 of them as a matter of fact, selling goods, a barber. Well, we're fortunate today to have, as Steve said, the descendants of the people that were actually here on that March 20th day. I'm excited to present those to you. The first thing that happened was that the citizens of Tucson chose Don Esteban Ochoa to present a silver spike to the railroad for coming to this barren land. Don Esteban Ochoa, former mayor of Tucson in 1875, part owner of the Tully and Ochoa Freighting Service, and the president of the Tucson School Board, portrayed today by Mr. Pete Ochoa.
Thank you, Mr. Tuck. Thank you. That bell has an effect. Has an effect to me. That whistle. I'm sure I'll get over it. But thank you to my younger brother over there, for yapping away. Mom didn't really like him. I was the favorite, just to bring y'all up to speed. Somehow it goes around. But great-grandpa went to Phoenix and decided to introduce legislation to bring the railroad from the West Coast all the way to Tucson, through Yuma and whatnot. But oddly enough, they didn't go through Phoenix. So Phoenix became a branch line. So here, our capital, they thought Tucson was going to be much more prosperous. So Grandpa decided that the family would be represent to give Mr. Charles Crocker his, the silver spike. It's just a connection of the rails as the train would move on to Lordsburg, El Paso, Deming, and then Endpoints East, was represented by a silver spike, of which I hope we can take this home tonight, because it's really, I see it's somehow never got to our family's estate, so apparently they've kind of been hoarding it, to say the least. But Mr. Charles Crocker, who was president, one of the four presidents, the big four of the Southern Pacific Railroad, he was here in attendance that morning. And to think that here to be walking around, and this is going on 100+ years, and I'm standing here and my great-grandpa would be, it's just mind-boggling. And it's so awesome that everyone came into attendance and the remembrance of how his story, and here we are, the depot's still active, railroad trains are running the whole bit. It's a true vision, because the Tully and Ochoa freighting team, we knew that we had a very prosperous going business, but we knew that the betterment of the West would be from the railroad, cheaper rate for freight, bringing pioneers to here. So even though it would probably devastate Grandpa's business, at least it made the prosperous state that we are. So we're thankful for the railroad to come all this way. With that being said, the Tough Nut Mine was the mine in Tombstone, of all places, that made the silver spike. So it's an authentic, 100 miles from here, pure silver thing. And Mr. Charles Crocker, are you here? Yes. Well, there he is right behind me. We'd like to present you with the silver spike.
Mr. Ochoa, this is a microphone. This isn't a silver spike. And I am not a descendant of Charles Crocker. I'm still waiting for the check from his estate to come. So thank you, Mr. Ochoa, and thank you, citizens of Tucson, for turning out on this fine day. I'm known as a man of a few words, but a lot of money. A lot of money. Because when my partners and I, who were responsible for the western portion of the first transcontinental line with the Central Pacific Company, finished that project, we were really, really rich. And so this little bauble will go into my collection out in San Francisco, and I will hold on to it for a long, long time. But one of the things that I want you all to remember is when I go back to San Francisco, I'm going to tell my partners we have a great future in Tucson when we finish that line from Los Angeles to New Orleans, because there's a growing population there of what I found to be intelligent people, and I think we're going to make a good business in that desert country. So thank you again for coming.
President Charles Crocker of the Southern Pacific Railroad, portrayed by renowned Tucson historian David Devine. Now you know, that day his speeches were made, the crowd cheered loudly. All right, so now you've got a role to play in this.
Oh my God! 6017, 7906, 5611. Oh, sorry, ma'am.
I don't think that was time.
Well, Charles Crocker may have thought that there were some fine people in Tucson, and there certainly were. But at the time, there were $10,000 and only 7,000 people. A rough place here in Tucson. Time to get, I think former Mayor Bob Walker planned that train posthumously, yes. Now I'd like to present to you L.M. Pat Jacobs, who will represent his great uncle, Lionel M. Jacobs. Lionel and his brother Barron started the first bank here in southern Arizona, the Pima County Bank. And that was at a time when banks in the rest of the country were unwilling to send money here to Tucson for fear of highway robbery and their stages being attacked. So this was a bold move, and I present to you now Mr. L.M. Pat Jacobs. Yay! Hey, that's it!
Good morning. My brother and I marched up the road. We decided we have to come up with what we think the railroad will mean to Tucson and southern Arizona. And I'm about to share those thoughts with you. One, the railroad will make Tucson a great center of transportation, manufacturing, and economy. A little closer, all right. I'll lean down, pardon me. So we will be a center of commerce. Would you believe that shipments that now take 3 months will take 4 to 5 days and be less expensive? Tucson will grow because of that. Instead of traveling by stage for 5 days to get to the West Coast, we'll be able to travel by railroad in 1 day. All that. Well, I don't know what to say now. All that will increase what we do here in Tucson. Thinking of Tucson, we were thinking about which citizens we should mention will be important as we move forward. Young Albert Steinfeld. Steinfeld, that's another guy. It's the real son. Will be a major mercantile person in this town, and will have a store with his name on it. We also believe that old man Toole have a street named after him. And in conclusion, my prediction is that by 1912, we'll be a sovereign state of the United States of America. We all should cheer.